How to succeed on taking a quiz in this course. Now, for you, you can find all of your assignments either at the course home or the quiz and test homework links. However, since as the time I made the video, I can't show you from that site, I'm showing you from my assignment manager, which you do not have this screen available, and I'm going to do a preview. Now, first thing what I'd like to do is show you the settings for the quiz. Your first quiz is due on the 10th. Again, every assignment can be taken immediately on day one of the course except for the exams themselves. So, simply the last day you can take the quiz is on the 10th. It's not the day that you should take the quiz. You will get 3 attempts for this quiz. Your grade will be the highest of the 3 attempts. Very important, the highest of the 3 attempts. The quizzes will range in length depending on how many questions. I see this one's already wrong. It should not be 60 minutes. It should only be a 30-minute quiz. So I will go ahead and save that. Now, so when you take this quiz, it'll pop up. Now, most of the quiz show the time remaining. They don't always. So be aware of that. This quiz has 12 questions. You'll answer the quiz, each and every question, and as soon as you are finished, you can review the quiz. Now, I'm going to be very straightforward with you. These 12 questions come exactly from the homework that you were assigned. If you don't know the homework, you won't do well on the quizzes. So the only way that you're going to be able to do successful on the quizzes is to make sure you know all of the homework questions. When you take the second quiz, you'll get 12 new randomly selected questions from the homework. Maybe one of 2 of them will be the same, but they really should not be the same questions. So students always say, well, how come I can't review the quiz anytime I want to? The reality is you can review the quiz test bank. It's called the homework assignments, and you can always go back and look at the homework assignments anytime you want to. Again, every quiz question comes from the homework. If you don't know it on the quiz, you need to go back and rework a homework section. Very, very important. Now, what do I see happen a lot? Students will take the quiz, submit it, and then take the next quiz, again, the second attempt, and then submit it, and then take the third attempt. This is not a successful tactic. It will not help you pass this course. If you'd like to pass this course, you have to realize that 67% of the grade of this course comes from the tests. If you're not preparing to do the tests, you're really wasting your time in this course, and you will not pass this course. So how do you use a quiz to help prepare for the test? Well, the test questions come from your homework, just like the quiz questions. So every time you take a quiz, it's basically a practice test, at least for sections 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5. So if your grade, and the quiz comes, there are 12 questions on this quiz. So roughly 3 sections, 12 questions. That means the first 1, 2, 3, 4 questions more or less are coming from 1.3. The next 4 questions will be coming from 1.4. The last 4 questions more or less will be coming from 1.5. So when you know which questions you missed, you know which homework sections to go back and rework. This should take you about an hour. So if I will see exactly when you took the quizzes, I should see an hour gap between every quiz attempt. That's you going back and reworking your homework, at least a half-hour gap if your quiz grade is high. But if your quiz grade is low on the first attempt, I'm expecting you to go back and rework whichever sections on the homework you need to prepare for the test. If you're not preparing for the test, you're not going to pass this course. Quiz grades, homework grade, they don't count for enough to pass the course. They can hurt you if you're not very successful on quiz and tests and homework, quiz and homework. It can hurt your grade, but it cannot pass the course just with high quiz and homework grades. So I'm expecting an hour of review. I'll also be able to look on your homework to see if you actually did the review between the quiz attempt on the first and the last attempt. So please be aware of that. Your quiz attempts each time should go up if you're taking an hour minimum to review the homework. Every time you do that, you become better prepared for taking the tests. And again, you can have high homework grades, you can have high quiz grades. If you're not doing it the right way and you don't succeed on the tests, it doesn't matter. So please make sure you're using every tool to help you win. Once the quiz time expires, it's over. So if you have not taken the quiz by the 10th, you'll get no credit for that. And sometimes it takes me a few days for me to update all the missed assignments. So just because you missed it doesn't automatically drop as a 0 that day on the 10th. It may be 3 or 4 days later before it becomes a 0. So the homework and quiz grades are not always up to date. They're usually 3 to 4 days on any missed assignment before it becomes a 0. So if you haven't missed any assignments, then your grade is always up to date. Always, as long as you haven't missed assignments. If you have missed assignments, please be aware your grade is not up to date until 3 to 4 days later, and I go and manually put in zeros. The computer does not automatically put in a 0, so I have to go in and put in zeros. I don't do that every single day. Okay, so that's how to be successful on a quiz.